In this episode, what we're going to be working on is our electrical. We're going to be taking our electrical that was over where our old vanity was. We're going to pull it up and we're going to drop it down over here and start with our GFCI. From there, we're going to come over and we're going to make a box and have a recessed outlet here for my wife has a backlit mirror. There's not much room behind it, so we want to recess it, and we have plenty of room in this wall with being a double wall to do that. We're also going to have a switched outlet in there, which we're going to take off of from our outlet switch over here for our vanity lights, and we're going to run that outlet box and have our power control module for our LED lights we want to run around the room and also in our shower niche. We'll also run off of our power from our GFCI. From here, we're going to run it back up and over because we're going to be putting in a fireplace over by the jetted tub. And from there, we have to reconnect because the power from this bathroom runs the power for our other bathroom. So those are the things we're going to be working on today.
Let's just jump right into making our recessed outlet box. We're going to get our measurement so that we know what depth we can go at with this box. And we're just going to be cutting up some of our scrap plywood we have laying around from other jobs to make this. Like I stated before, we'll have our two outlets in there, and then in the middle we'll have the power control module for our LED lights. It'll give us easy access in case that ever needs to be changed. And then also, we're going to be staining this box the same color. We're going to be staining all the woods that we're going to have in our bathroom, which is a espresso color. With the box complete and mounted, we're going to go around and drill all of our holes through our top plates so we can run our wires. So our main leg is going to come down here and run to our GFCI, and I'm just using our wire sticks or our pull sticks for electrical. I think some people call them glow sticks, and just pushing them through the hole so when I get up into my attic, because we have blown in insulation, I can actually see where the holes are instead of having to go around and dig. You'll see later when I'm up in the attic how much more convenient this is to be able to see where to go. We do also want those LED lights in our shower niches, so I'm going to pre-drill for running our wires. We also get our wire for our LED lights ready to be pulled through the attic as well. It's time to turn our power off now that we got as much done as we can without relocating the wires. This was one of the harder parts of my job here, is trying to figure out which breaker actually ran this outlet. I found the one for the lights. I think I went back and forth about 12 times. I think it's time for me to find one of those circuit locators where you plug it into the outlet and you go to your box and it tells you which one. But we did finally find the right one, so that we could kill our power, so I could disconnect my old outlet. And then I realized, why am I disconnecting it? Let's just cut the wire and throw it away. This is the leg that supplies our other bathroom, so we're going to do the same thing. We're going to cut it and we're going to push it up into the attic a little bit to loosen out where the spray foam insulation is around it, so it's easier to pull it up and drop it down through its new hole. So in my breaker box, my master bathroom, or both bathrooms, are labeled dishwasher. Clearly, it's not running the dishwasher either. I really need to come back and relabel all these breakers. I think I've only found 2 that have been correct. It's time to go up in the attic and run our wires. When we get up there, you can see how much easier it is to find our holes with those rods sticking through. This one's kind of easy, but back in some of these deep dark corners, it would be really hard to find where that wire was, so it's nice to have those sticking through. Now that I survived my Florida attic in the summertime, If you're enjoying this video, please give a like and subscribe. I think I deserve it. It did take twice as long crawling around with a camera than was necessary to get the job done. We're gonna go ahead and start pulling our slack through and getting these all nice and comfortable. We're also putting in our jumper leg that goes from our GFCI outlet to our first outlet that's actually going to be running our mirror. And we're also going to be securing our wires. With all that taken care of, we're going to start wiring our outlets. We're starting with our GFCI, and on the back, well, it's kind of hard to see. Here, I'll put something on there. I find it hilarious that the writing's correct on the front, but when you flip it over, the writing is upside down. But we have a line and we have a load. Line is the line that comes from your breaker box. The load's the load that this is going to be protecting. So I'm going to go ahead and mark my wires to make sure I hook those up correctly. You want at least 6 inches of wire from where it penetrates the box. I just guesstimate usually, but this it's going to be about 7. I'm good with it. Other than the more wire in a GFCI box like this makes it a little bit tight. So we're going to go ahead and start wiring this one and work our way downstream. We're using a wire connector that we got from Lowe's. It's their version of the Wagos. The next one downstream is our outlet that's going to be running our mirror and also feeding our other outlets in the bathroom. We're just going to be using a pigtail on this one, but also we're using a 20 amp outlet, and then we have a 15 amp outlet that's for our switched outlet that's going to be running our LED lights. And you can tell the difference because a 20 amp will have a T slot on the neutral side instead of a straight slot like the 15 amps. We're just connecting our pigtail with some of those lever connectors. Over to our switched outlet, which is just a straight hookup, and we're just using 14.2 wire because it's only 15 amps, and that's what was ran for our switch itself. The last outlet in this line in this bathroom before it heads over to our other restroom may be a little controversial because I know there's code that says you can't put it within 3 feet of a tub horizontally or 8 feet vertically. I did check with my building department. They said if it wasn't directly accessible, they'll let it go. So that's why we're going to be installing it under the tub. They just don't want me plugging in the toaster and handing it to my wife while she's taking a bath. Our tub does state we have to have an uninsulated 10 gauge solid copper wire to ground the housing. So I did run one under our slab over to where our grounding wire for our main panel goes outside into our grounding rod, and then also I'll probably hook it to the copper pipes that are running over here as well, but we did go ahead and do that when we were putting in our outlet for our jetted tub. Now this outlet for our jetted tub has to be a dedicated line all on its own at 20 amp and GFCI. I went ahead and got the GFCI breaker instead of the outlet. It just seems a little safer having the whole thing protected instead of just the outlet forward. We are also leaving enough slack in this just in case when we do install our tub, if it's too close to something or if it's in the way, we can move it around. Here we're just going to change out the line to the switch that went to the vanity lights to our new line that we put in that goes to our switched outlet. I just take it apart and do one wire at a time and hook it up the same way so I don't mess nothing up. I did find that there was a ground missing, that the middle switch didn't have the switch actual grounded, so we did put one of those in and ground the switch itself. But our main light up in the ceiling had a ground all the way to it. We just reinstalled these switches until after drywall's done, and when we go to finish, we'll replace it with our new ones. Now we can go turn our power back on and try everything out. With that line switched out, we're going to go ahead and remove our old fixtures and also any of the wires that we're no longer using. Don't need them up there or even in the attic, drawing any confusion. I'm worried about if there's power to them or not. If they're dead, remove them the best you can. And last, it's time to double check our work. We start with our switched outlet. We have our tester in there and we hit the switch a few times just to make sure it goes on and off. And when it's on, everything is correct. Testing our other outlet inside of our outlet box. It's all hooked up correct. Trip the breaker. The GFI seems to work. Now we'll check the GFCI itself. Everything seems to be working pretty good. Now that this episode is done, thanks for watching, and please keep your eye out for our future videos on our master bathroom remodel.